Hello, here I am back at one of my favourite cafes in Norfolk. It's the Mariners Galley in Rushall. Now, as many of you know, I do like to talk, but I also like to listen. And in having these conversations with people, we can find out some amazing stories from the wonderful people in this world. Now, the other day, Glenn, who is the co-owner of this establishment with his wife Amy, was telling me it all started with half a red cabbage. Now, you can't give me a carrot like that and not expect me to want to know more. So come on, let's go find out the full story. While this is playing, then please remember to hit that subscribe button. If you like this vlog, then give it a thumbs up and share it with your mates. Thank you. Here I am with Glenn. Hello.
Hi. Hello, Karina.
It's made me a lovely cup of tea.
Don't worry, I'm sharing.
It does look after me here. So Glenn, I'm just going to let you take the floor with the story of your red or half
a red cabbage. It's quite a strange one. I think for a few years before COVID, I fell out of love of food.
Right.
I enjoyed cooking at home, the barbecues and stuff like that, but I didn't want to do it commercially. Mm-hmm. And then COVID hit, and I just went back to what I know to keep busy, which was baking, cakes, cooking, and everything as much as you could get at that period of time. And then it was a roast dinner, and we had half a red cabbage left. So I was like, what am I going to be doing with this then? So I was just in my brain, just looking through old recipes and that, and then I found one, and it was a red cabbage chutney. So I literally spent the time making this chutney, made a few little jars. Then I got a load of onions delivered, and I made, I think it was in the end, we made 11 different chutneys. Mm-hmm. And we packaged them up and gave them to people for Christmas as family and friends.
I love those sort of gifts. They're just wonderful, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. We even left some for the postman on the doorstep for him for Christmas.
Fantastic.
But it was really hard for the ingredients, so it was very small batches that we'd make. And then once we started to get out of COVID, I was like, actually, I would like to get back into cooking again and catering on a career level. So I looked at going to a recruitment company, and unfortunately I said, times have moved on since you was a chef, and you was a head chef running 200-seater restaurants. We don't think they'll be where you would be. So I was like, right, what else can we do? So we started up with a pop-up restaurant in local community centres in Stradbroke and Whirlingworth. And I think the last one, we had about 44 people at the last one. So it was like, shall we continue this way and do the pop-ups? And my brain was menu working of what we can do on the next ones. And then I woke up, I think, about 4:30 in the morning. And I don't know why, I was just flicking through the internet of places to look at, maybe another little kitchen so I could prepare stuff before. And Rushall popped up. Wow. And here it is. 19 months later. Yeah. Family and friends thought we were bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. You're going to do what? But there's nothing there.
Yeah, and especially post-COVID, because lots of places were shutting down, weren't they?
Yeah, and, I think I trusted in my cooking from years ago and what we could bring to it. My ex-military is there. Obviously, my son Ryan, who don't like the camera, he's hiding in there, but actually he's cleaning. Thank you, Ryan. You're a star. But without him, it's we're a really good team and a partnership. Yeah, and I think that's what we've built as a community rural cafe.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's lovely that it's a family business. Yeah. But it is a real community buzzing vibe here. Yeah. And it's always busy whenever I come in, and everyone's always friendly and happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so you started off with a cafe, but you didn't start off because you do evening meals and things and special nights and roast now, and that it's kind of developed, hasn't it?
Yes, we looked at. I wanted to be a proper cafe that done proper foods. Your all day breakfast that is all day and doesn't stop at 11:30 like most that we find. And it was for us to get the right sausages and bacon locally. So we had good sausage, good bacon, because that was the build of any breakfast. And then we were like, people are asking about roast dinner on a Sunday. It's too busy on a Sunday. I've got no oven space. I really, really cannot cook a roast dinner. So it was like, let's do a midweek roast. So we put that on for £10 a head, and it just built from there. In the summer, we changed it to a ploughman's or salads because it's 40 odd degrees in that kitchen when I'm in that. So for roasting, it's a bit much.
Yeah.
But it's and then we thought, well, with the pop-ups that we've done before, let's bring them into the cafe as well and do like bistro nights. So they are themed evenings, so Oriental, and that's not just Chinese. That's a big part of the Orient that people don't realise. And they're sellout.
Like they are, because I went to it the other day, thought perhaps I could, but I'm like, oh, they're all sold out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is months and months and months ahead.
Yeah, we are sold out right until November next year. We've not even done the December one for Around the World Christmas because we know as soon as we do it, it's going to go.
Right.
Can
you put me down on that as a priority?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be here. I'll be
a priority.
Here at Christmas.
And I think the great thing is we can adjust the menus for the evenings. I think on the Thai night that we've got here, we've got a celiac, there's a dairy-free, chicken egg-free, no pork, no rice. And I love the challenge now because when I was a head chef, this wasn't around.
No.
There wasn't so much of it.
No.
So I just really enjoy now just looking at new ingredients, using the plant-based feta cheeses. Because when we made the Greek night, I couldn't tell the difference. No. It was very, very good. Some of the cheeses are a bit strange. But as you start to develop, it's really nice to start to use them. And I think on the Greek night, 22 people were all dairy-free and didn't even know. They know now.
And they do now. Yeah. And this is the amazing thing. A lot of the times you can't tell the difference. But I mean, I love it here because you do dairy-free, you do gluten-free, you do vegetarian. But the thing for me is that you take those allergies seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're amazing when I come. You're so accommodating because you'll change the menu and that for me to be able to.
But I see that's what the cafe should. That's what we wanted to build. It wasn't just going to be, no, that's it. No, you can't have changes. If you don't like hash browns, right, I'll put extra sausage on your plate. And we wanted it to be like that. Yeah. And for yourself, when you come in, it's nice that I can go, right, I've got courgettes in there and potatoes. Let's fry it up. Let's make your breakfast. It's nice to be able to, change it.
And that's the other thing as well, is I just have to walk in and you remember my allergies. I mean, it's probably because I talk a lot, but you do, know, and that means a lot to the community and to people that you remember us.
We are getting a good few regulars that are gluten and they are celiacs, and that's probably one, apart from peanut allergies, that's probably one of the most scariest one for us. Yeah. Because we've got a guy coming on Friday, he can't even have a crumb of gluten. It's like, that's fun. Yeah. Clear a space, you have a whole section, everyone knows not to go near it, not to touch it. So it's great to be able to offer it.
Yeah, and it's fantastic for us to come and eat here and know that it's safe to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you say some people are severely intolerant of gluten.
Yeah.
And I think for a while there it got a bit of a trend with the gluten, and then it sort of got a bit poo-pooed. But it really is an allergy, so it's lovely that you take that.
The thing is, I know because I have Amy. Yeah. She has her allergies as well, so it's even more that I'm doing the double on with Amy as well for home cooking as well.
Yeah. So you said were you in the army? You were a veteran?
Royal Navy.
Navy.
I was Royal Navy. I joined when I was 17.
Yeah.
I needed straightening out from school, so that was the best way forward for me. And I spent 6 lovely years, travelled the world, all around the Far East. It was absolutely beautiful, and I think that's where a lot of my culinary parts come from, my influence on especially Malaysian, Thai style food. That's my favourite to cook. Oh. African, Mombasa and all things around like that. And it was a great time. And then I spent 12 years in the Merchant Navy on standby vessels, on the oil rigs vessels, safety vessels, which was great. It was, very, very good money. I was a cook for 15 people.
So you trained as a chef in the Navy then?
Yeah. I did train as a year before at college, before I went to join the Navy. They weren't accepting chefs at that time, so I went off and done my City and Guilds at Galston College. It was Great Yarmouth College of Further Education, it was called then. I trained as a chef before I joined the Navy, and then I got retrained, they call it. Oh, right. Trained to their way.
Yeah.
But I was lucky enough because I could cook. I was officers' cooks most of the places where I went because I could cook. So you just had that skill set. Nothing against the main galley kitchens, but it was better ingredients, less to cook for.
Yeah, and talking about ingredients, sounds like you use a lot of local ingredients here at this cafe as well.
We very much try. We don't have the big footfall for all the vegetables and everything else to come through, but our meats and sausages, bacon is delivered every week or twice a week if I need it. The vegetables and everything else we do buy, as best we can, but they don't in the industry we're in, if we were a 100-seater restaurant, it would be nicer to use local. But the great thing is customers bring me things. So throughout their allotments, I get a marrow or some courgettes or tomatoes, and I'm like, my brain starts going, what am I going to do with this? You know what I mean? So it's really, really good. So yeah, it's nice.
Which again proves that the community atmosphere and the community vibe here, that people do that.
So.
So you then lost your interest for a while in cooking. So you went and did something else for a bit, did you?
Yeah, I was in sales and for contract furniture, so I sort of stayed within the industry. But I was a sales rep, UK sales rep for chairs and tables and everything else, which I enjoyed. There was a lot of travelling, a lot of time away, a lot of premiere ins. You sometimes wake up and it's the same poster on that wall. What part of the country am I in now? It was a good career, but it wasn't. It was just it put money in the bank. Yeah, and I had a nice car. That's the main thing for it. And then, very short story. I hurt my knee and I was around on crutches for about 3 months. And the contract I'd just taken had got ended basically. And I was just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I'd done a few bits and pieces, went to a few network meetings and met a guy that worked for a removal company, and I just, because of my furniture, I've done that for 4 or 5 years. I've done household removals. Right. And I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. The physical, the banter with the boys. It was like being back in the forces again. That's why it was hard graft. Especially 3-story buildings with 100-kilo wardrobes to look downstairs and things like that. But I really enjoyed it. But I was self-employed, so I could go, I want that week off. I'm not working that week. So, it was great to be able to do it.
And then COVID came and then all this started.
I'm glad it did. I'm sorry about COVID, but I just mean to come back to it again. And I love it. I work 6 days a week. Me and poor boy, we'd done 215 days before we had a day off, just to find that day that, what day are we going to close? So he's a grafter. We couldn't have done this together. But the funniest thing is, when I took it on, I was going to do it all myself.
Oh, God.
I was going to cook, going to serve, going to take the money, take the food out.
And then reality hits.
And then it was like, when we started with Ryan, and it was like, we sat him down and he didn't know what he wanted to do, go back to college or anything else. And I said to him, look, you're good at front of house, you've done the bistro nights with us and stuff like that. Come in with me. Come and do it. Let's build something together, And here we are. It's brilliant. And he's such a good lad. He works so hard.
Yeah, and he's just as friendly. You're all friendly. You all like a good chat,
I absolutely love him. I think the funniest thing is the tip pot. When he's here, the tip pot, the tips. When Amy's here on a Sunday, there was nothing in there last week.
Oh, Amy!
And on a Tuesday,
we love you.
On a Tuesday, he sends her a picture of it. This is what tip pot looks like. It is so funny. But do you know what? And we've got a young girl, Ella, that works here now. She's on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. She's really fitted in with us. And obviously we have a couple of bespoke people now and again for bistro nights we need and stuff. So
So what day are you shut then? What day?
Mondays.
Close
Mondays.
Okay, Mondays. Yes. So close Mondays, and then you're open. What are your opening hours?
Tuesday to Saturday we are 8 till 4, and then Sunday we're 9 till 3.
Great. And then you're going to start doing some charity nights as well, because I got attracted to the poster when I saw bingo.
Yes,
I'm a bingo fan. I love my bingo.
We've got a lot of people.
Bingo and quiz nights. They're going to be starting at some point in the future.
Yep, we're looking at probably the end of March, once we've got the bistro for the Orient night out. And we've got a private function booked as well, because we do book for private functions. And then we're going to do a bingo, then a quiz night 1 month. And then carry them going. And obviously the idea behind it is to help raise money towards the Housing for Veterans project. Me and Lee met up last year. It was just a conversation that we had. I saw a post on Facebook and I thought, I could get behind that. We could do something with that. So we've had a conversation and we said, right, this is what we want to do. So we've helped him build the website, do another website for it. And then do the bingo nights, and all the money raised will go to him. But the bingo night's going to be mystery prize bingo.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up boxes, and there'll be something in there.
Oh, amazing.
So it could be money, could be a box of chocolates, could be a tin of beans.
Okay.
But you won't know. So if you win a line, you're going to pick out the winning line one.
I love it.
And it's just a fun way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's a fun way.
And an amazing charity. I mean, I saw the sign, and you know, I went and looked at the poster, and I'm going to be talking more to Lee in a couple of days about this charity. So come and subscribe, hit the little bell so you get alerted when that's up, and find out more about this amazing project, which, I mean, I wasn't in the services, but it's very close to my heart, having been a mental health nurse for many years, and having worked with ex-service people as well. It really is an amazing
it's going to be so worthwhile. He's got a tough job to do,
he
but I think with the right people behind him, I think he can nail it. He really can.
So more about that coming up in a few days. So I think, is that it?
Yeah, absolutely. Apart from come and get your breakfast.
Yes, definitely. There's no red cabbage on the menu though, interestingly.
There might be a chutney at Christmas.
There you go. Anyway, you know what? Walt Disney started with a little mouse. This started with half a red cabbage. Great things come from those little things. You know, I always say from every breakdown there is a breakthrough, and look at what we can achieve. You know, little things start things. Even you and me, we started with a little embryo once upon a time, and look how much we've grown. But don't stop it there. Take care. Ta-da for now.
Bye.